Naval forces. I'm in a big, mean battleship slash battle cruiser. Look at all those light cruisers. I am invincible. Their guns can't do anything to me. Now let's kill them all, shall we? Let's wait. Aim. I just turned the turrets around. And, what? Oh no. Oh no, not again. Hello there, and welcome back to War Thunder aboard the IJN Haruna, the best looking convertible in War Thunder Naval Forces. So, to give you the TLDR, this ship is suffering from a massive bug, and that is quite unfortunate since this is the reward for the Summer Quest 2022. It's not a premium, but you can make it a good researcher if you put a talisman on it, and for that I would wait till the 10 years anniversary sales, where then there might be a 10% discount. So when I say this is the best looking convertible, look at this. It's open topped. There's literally no armor in the middle of the ship. But this is a Congo class battleship slash battlecruiser, whoever you ask, in its 1945 configuration, and there are literally horizontal armor platings missing. Not just one, not just two, multiple ones. So there is no upper deck armor at all, and the main armor deck is also having a void in the middle. That means a destroyer with HE shells can kill you easily, and that is quite tragic. Now, the funny thing is, I made a video about the IJN Congo, calling it the tank because it was really sturdy if you angled it. And I said it was tanky because now it's also missing the same armor plates which were there previously. So I don't know what Gaijin does recently, but it's definitely not improving on their quality control, let's call it that. Yeah. And that is worrying. This is continuing a downward spiral trend when it comes to capital ships and their introduction that we first saw when the SAP shells were really traveling underwater way too far, and armor platings were not right. Remember the introduction of the Huger when the armor belts were switched. Yeah, it's a big mess, and that's a real shame, because imagine this is your reward being bugged like this and you were looking forward to it. I don't know, whatever. Let's talk about the ship itself, aside from this obvious bug. And funnily enough, let's start with the armor that actually exists. So the main belt is 8 inches or 203 millimeters, and that is roughly 10% less than the Kronstadt, which is also pretty tanky. The bulkheads are 279 for the lower one, and the upper one 127. So you still can make it work. You have an icebreaker of 3 inches or 76 millimeters that makes the angling work aside from the bulkheads. The upper belt is 152 millimeter, and that is the same as for the protection level for the secondaries. The barbettes are 229 millimeters, the turret faces are 254 millimeters, and the turret roofs are 152 millimeter. So that's definitely well protected, but not battleship grade level. And yeah, I'm sorry, but I cannot really tell you anything useful about the deck plating since it is missing. But over the magazines, there is actually one with 102 millimeter for the front magazine. For the rear magazine, it is going down to 89 millimeter. Then again, 127 millimeter. It's a bit mixed. So there is the armor. Then let's talk about the most interesting part, and those are the guns, which are the same as on the Congo, which are very similar, if not the same, on the Huger. You have 8 36 centimeter 45 Type 41 cannons, mounted in 4 twin turrets, 2 super firing forward and 2 kind of super firing rear. There's a big gap where there is then the float plane, and you have 720 rounds between them. Reload at best with a fully trained ace crew is 30 seconds, and you have 3 different shell types. The stock shell is the SAP round, the 356mm ordinary SAP, and what makes it work are the 68 kilograms of TNT equivalent bursting charge. That is mighty. Penetration at point blank range 300 millimeters, at 5 kilometers 248 millimeters, and at 10 kilometers just under 200 millimeters. Muzzle velocity is relatively low with 780 meters per second, despite the very long looking barrels. The tier 1 upgrade is the AP-CBC round, 771 meters per second, only 12 kilograms as bursting charge, but the penetration is most excellent with 635 at point blank range, and at 10 kilometers still 431 millimeters. And then there is the surprisingly weak HE round, the common type 0, 805 meters per second, so a bit faster, but not even half of the bursting charge from the SAP round with 32.45 kilograms. And penetration is 67 millimeters at all angle and at any distance. Then you have the 8 152 or 6-inch guns, 4 per side, 2 shell types, HE with 2.88 kilograms, no, 3.17 kilograms of TNT equivalent bursting charge, and then the SAP round with just under 3 kilograms. So that is the main artillery. You then have heavy AA with 6 twin 5-inch 40 Type 89 cannons with 2,400 rounds of ammunition with a time-fused HE shell, and then you have lots and lots and lots of 25 millimeters, since this is the best that the Japanese could do. We have indeed 24 single 25 millimeters. We have 30, not 13, 30 triple 25 millimeters, and also 2 twin 25 millimeters. Mostly focused in the center of the ship, in this infamous, I think you call it pagoda mast. And while there are many, they still don't have the range, nor the rate of fire, nor the stopping capabilities of a couple of 40 millimeters or 37 millimeters. Heavy A has no proximity fuse shells. And yeah, that's basically it with the defense. The ship is relatively quick with 57 kilometers per hour, and it's a really heavy boy with 36,000 tons, 36,314 to be precise, and you have a crew of 1,442. But again, as you can imagine, with the sheer amount and volume of AA placements and the lack of armor plating in the middle that should be there, that gets down relatively quickly. So the main artillery, when it hits, it really hits hard and inflicts devastating damage. More so than the Hoods and the Bayern's 15-inch guns, at least it feels that way. But you lack a little bit the DPM of ships like the Kronstadt and the Scharnhorst, which play out differently and are much tankier effectively. So when you can get killed by light cruisers at the moment, that's a bit of a problem. And yeah, I just got Fritz X'd, so the irony, right? All the AA and it did not fire. Yeah, this ship, for me personally, at the moment, not playable, and so I cannot really give you a real verdict. I hope it gets fixed, then I will revisit it and hopefully give you a better result. At the moment, my tip is to grind it, to keep the voucher if you don't want to play it, and wait for it to get fixed, and then you either can redeem the voucher or trade it in on the marketplace, because it's one of the 4 Congo sisters, so this has some collector's potential, I guess. And yeah, that's it for me today. So thanks for watching, thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comment section what your experience is in naval forces recently with this ship and the Congo if you play that. And as usual, we will see each other on the battlefields, in the skies, and on the waves of War Thunder.